everybody, I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. My clients are all throughout the United States, and we help them with all types of immigration applications. So I'm here live. I'm streaming live on multiple platforms. I'm a lawyer, just to clarify for the folks that are joining, and I only practice immigration law. So please feel free to ask your immigration questions. Obviously, it's going to just be considered general information because I don't know your immigration history, but I can provide general answers to help you kind of clarify or maybe answer some kind of general immigration questions that you are wondering about, trying to get an answer for. Okay, but I'm going to start off with what I call our question of the day. So our question of the day is just something that commonly comes up. Hello everyone. Hi Glam Buddy. Hi Leonara. Hi Atiba. We have several other folks here on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube. So several folks are joining. So if you don't see the question, I'm just sort of going back and forth between different platforms. But put your questions in. I'm going to do my best to get to you. Hopefully I can get to all your questions today. Okay, and again, if you're just joining, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. We can help clients no matter where in the U.S. or abroad they're located, and our practice includes business immigration. H-1B season is going strong right now, right? So if you have H-1B questions, if you have questions about work permit, but also green cards and humanitarian applications like U visas or asylum or VAWA cases, I would love to answer those questions as well. So if you have something, go ahead and put it in there and I will do my best to get to it. If I don't get to it today, make sure you join me again tomorrow, and you can be notified when I go live by making sure you follow our page, like our page on all our social media platforms. That's agarwalimmigration.com. So on all our social media platforms, make sure you like our page, follow us, and we can make sure that you are notified when I am on here live to answer your questions. If you know other people that might want to join us, please make sure to share this with them because then they also will be notified and you guys can all get your questions answered, and I would love that. All right, great. So thank you again. So let me start off with my question of the day. So this happens a lot for us. This happens so often. It's a pretty typical thing in our VAWA application process for our VAWA applicants. So if you're not familiar with VAWA, VAWA is essentially can be a green card application. So sometimes you can file VAWA with a green card. Not always, but many people are eligible to file a VAWA petition with a green card. It's essentially for people that are married. In our case, this is the most common type of application for people that are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders. They've lived with this person. They're suffering abuse based on their relationship with this person, and they are eligible to apply for their green card without the help of their spouse. So if you know people in this situation, please urge them to give us a call because there's benefits for work permit, there's benefits for travel authorization, status in the United States, green card, and ultimately citizenship. So there's really huge benefits if they qualify for something like VAWA, and I would encourage them to take advantage of it to get themselves some freedom, to get themselves some status and independence in the United States, the ability to work, a social security card, so many awesome benefits if you qualify for something like VAWA. All right, but what I want to bring up is if many people who end up filing for a VAWA already have a green card application pending with their spouse. So remember, this is a situation where a couple is married and maybe they jointly file for one person's green card, right? The U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse will agree and they start off the green card filing process. But then, so the marriage breaks down, the spouse starts becoming abusive or maybe more abusive than they were before, and maybe holding the green card kind of over the person's head. They might be using this green card to manipulate them. They might be intentionally sabotaging the interview, right? So many times my clients come to me, they already have a green card application filed jointly with their spouse, and they're asking, can I file for VAWA even though I have this other thing pending, but my spouse is manipulating me, being abusive towards me, and I want to get a divorce, I don't know what to do. And yes, the answer is yes. So if you have an I-130 485 pending and you qualify for VAWA, you can file for VAWA with your own green card application, right? You can perhaps reuse some of what you've already filed, but for my clients, we usually refile the full application, the full green card application, along with the VAWA to just streamline the process. And this is done without the help of your spouse. So it's a humanitarian green card application. You do it on your own without your spouse's help. So if you feel under the thumb of your spouse, you can do this on your own, right? You can do this on your own. They will never be contacted. You don't necessarily need to withdraw that application, although you can if you want to, and you can file a VAWA application. Okay, I hope this is helpful to people. I hope this gives people some freedom in their status in the United States, in living in the United States. So call us if we can help you with that. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. We look forward to working with you on your VAWA application. You always start off with a consultation, so please feel free to schedule that consultation. You can see my availability right now. You can go on Facebook or our website, agarwalimmigration.com. You'll see my availability. You can make the payment for the consultation and schedule it right now. And we can talk about your immigration case. We can talk about how to get you in status, and I would love to chat with you more about your immigration questions as well. Okay, our consultations are done by Zoom, by phone, or in person. So feel free to choose whichever option you would like, and we would love to meet you and talk to you about your specific immigration case, but the rest of it is just general information, since I don't know your immigration history and I don't know some barriers to getting whatever kind of status you're hoping for. Okay, hi Raghava, nice to see you. Great, so I have some questions here I'm going to start answering. Great, and if you are joining me for the first time, guys, say hi, tell me where you're from. I would love to get to know you a little bit better, and of course, if you think others might benefit from joining me here, I'm an immigration attorney answering immigration questions. Feel free to share this with them. We're Agarwal Immigration on all our social media platforms, which are YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All right. Okay, Glam Body says, after filing VAWA and adjustment of status together, do you receive your work permit before the VAWA is approved, as well as the travel permit if you qualify? You can, yeah, absolutely. You can receive your, I'm going to read this question again, guys, because I think I talked a little fast and I'm not sure if you got it all. So let me read it more carefully, but Glam Body, your answer is yes. After filing VAWA and adjustment of status together, do you receive work permit before the VAWA application is approved? So yes, you filed your VAWA, your adjustment of status, and then the work permit and travel authorization are based on a pending green card application, so a pending adjustment of status application. At our firm, we file all four of these things at the same time, and the work permit, travel authorization, and social security cards come between 6 and 8 months after we apply. So I hope that answers your question. If we can help you with your VAWA application, feel free to reach out to us. We're at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. And I hope that was helpful to you. And good luck with your VAWA application if you filed it. Ali says, good afternoon, quick question. I have my green card for over 6 years, but my lawyer still hasn't filed my N-400 under the years rule. Is that not a problem? Well, for N-400, which is your citizenship application, right? So here's the question. I'm going to read it again. I have my green card for over 6 years, but my lawyer still hasn't filed the N-400, which is the application for citizenship. So in most cases, you need just 5 years as a resident, as a green card holder, to be eligible to apply for citizenship. And you don't forget, you can apply 90 days before you hit that 5-year mark. Most of the time. Some people are eligible after 3 years. These are not the only requirements, however, right? So you have to have good moral character, so you want to make sure that there's no criminal history to keep you from getting citizenship. You also have to have resided in your specific location for at least 3 months, right? So you want to make sure that you hit that. And you want to make sure you haven't taken trips over 6 months at a time and abandoned your green card status. So that's something else you want to consider. and you want to make sure that you've had a U.S. residence, that you've been physically present in the U.S. for half the required amount of time. So if your required amount of time to become a citizen is 3 years, you have to physically be in the U.S. for a total of 1.5 years before you apply. If the total amount of time you are required for you to become a citizen is 5 years, you have to physically be in the U.S. for 2.5 years before those 5 years. So citizenship can be complicated. There are a lot of different requirements. You want to make sure you hit most of them. Most people do hit it, right? But you may have some complication that you're overthinking, so you want to make sure you qualify before you apply for citizenship. Okay? Call us if we can help you. We're at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, great. Let's see. I hope that answered your question, Ali. How are you doing? I'm doing great, thank you. How long does it take to get fingerprints after submitting a VAWA and a 485 together? So usually about 5 months. So how long after submitting a VAWA and green card application together are you called for biometrics for fingerprints, right? So usually about 5 months. It can be a little bit longer since they are a little delayed, but that's the general average time frame is about 5 months. You get called for biometrics and they will run a background check on you. All right, if we can help you with your VAWA and your green card, I would love to do that for you. You can reach us 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Hi, Raghavan, nice to see you. Hi, Jignesh. Hi, Anita. Let's see. Raghavan said, hello, hi. You have some questions? Great, okay. So when a spouse is involved in criminal activities, if you're not aware of that, can you file for a VAWA? Yes. So we have a number of clients, to be honest. We have a number of clients that have qualified for a VAWA, even though they probably wouldn't qualify for a green card through a marriage-based sponsorship, right? So the spouse is a felon and is not allowed to sponsor someone, but they're abusive, they live together, the marriage was real and not just for immigration purposes, right? So they qualify for VAWA because it doesn't matter if the spouse has a criminal history. So if your spouse maybe hid that criminal history from you, or maybe you knew that, but the spouse is abusive, you live with them, and the marriage is real and not just for immigration purposes, you might qualify for VAWA. So that is a really good question. I'm so glad you brought that up, and hopefully that is helpful to you. So remember, VAWA comes with VAWA application, and green card can come with a work permit, can come with a social security number if you don't already have one, and can also come with travel authorization for you to go in and out of the country. So there's a huge benefit for something like VAWA if you do qualify, and hopefully your spouse being a criminal won't deter you from applying for this great benefit for you to get you some independence and freedom in your life. Call us if we can help you. 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Does fingerprinting come after the prima facie determination, or does the prima facie determination come first? So usually the prima facie determination in a VAWA case comes first, and then the fingerprints. All right, so the timeline usually is you file, and about 2 to 3 months you get this prima facie determination, which is sort of like a pre-approval of your case. So they've looked at it, they say they have all the components, and they're going to give you this protection from removal, saying that you have this pending VAWA application that looks approvable. Then about 5 months after application, you get called for biometrics and fingerprints. So that's the timeline, and everything is going great if you get your prima facie and then you later get your fingerprinting appointment. All right. Okay. I'm on an F1. Ace says, what are the issues I need to worry about for marrying a person who's visiting on a B1, B2 visa? So you can marry whoever you want. Ace, you can marry whoever you want. It's just that whenever someone enters on a tourist visa, and you too, when you're entering on an F1 visa, you're making basically an assertion to the government that you are going to leave, that you don't intend to live here permanently. So I would say don't take any actions. So someone who's visiting on B1, B2 visa, I would say don't take any actions against that intent, right? Because you're entering, telling the government, I'm just visiting and I'm going to go back. But if you come in and immediately get married, that doesn't look good necessarily, right? It looks like maybe you were planning to get married and staying in the US permanently or for a longer period than you said you would. Excuse me. So what I would do is you can do a couple of things. You can wait and get married if that's something that you're thinking about, right? And you want to have proof at every point that the person coming in on a tourist visa was not planning to stay longer than they otherwise indicated. Okay, so I would wait at least 3 months. That's my recommendation, to not trigger any kind of questioning. But you may still be questioned, but you want to also show that you had the proper intent when you came in, circumstances changed, and now you are staying longer. All right? Okay. Raghavan said, if I file for a VAWA now, how many months does it take to get a work permit? Usually between 6 and 8 months after applying. So if you file your VAWA application now, it takes about 6 to 8 months before you get work permit. It also comes with a social security card if you don't already have one. And you will also get travel authorization so you can leave the country while your green card application is pending. So if we can help you with your VAWA application, please give us a call at 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I help with all types of immigration applications. Yes, EAD and work permit are the same. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Great. Awesome. I'm so glad that we have all these folks joining us on so many different platforms. All right. Okay, so I have here, I have a 485, but my company doesn't exist anymore. What can I do? It depends, right? It depends on, can you get on another status? Maybe another company can sponsor you, but you may have to leave the US stamp and come back in. It depends. There's so many different options. I would suggest giving us a call. We need to know your immigration history, so it's hard for me to say essentially exactly the path you can take, but give us a call. We can help you. 703-348-1663. Make sure you follow us and like us so you are notified when I'm on here live. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I have clients no matter where they're located. We're right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but we can help you no matter where in the U.S. or even abroad that you're located. I would love to talk to you about your immigration case, and I can certainly advise you and answer some informational questions here while I'm on live. But if you want to make sure you know when I go live, follow us, like us on all our social media platforms. We're Agarwal Immigration on all our platforms, and right now we're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. All right. Can I apply for a VAWA if my abusive spouse is a green card holder? Yes. So for a VAWA, what's required if you're doing it based on abuse in a marriage, you have to be married to a green card holder or a U.S. citizen. The marriage has to be real and not just for immigration purposes. And you have to have abuse in the marriage, right? And you have to live together. So you don't have to currently live together, but have lived together for a certain amount of time. So those are the requirements for VAWA. And if you're eligible, there are lots of benefits like work permit, perhaps a green card, travel authorization, social security number, and best of all, your freedom and independence from an abusive spouse. Call us if we can help you, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. This is a really good one, and I get this question a lot. So can I apply for VAWA if I'm not in the United States? So can I apply for VAWA outside the United States? So in most cases, the answer is yes. So if you have an abusive spouse, you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and some of the abuse occurred while in the United States. So if your spouse was abusive towards you, and I'm talking psychological and verbal abuse, can qualify as well. It does not need to be physical abuse. If your spouse abused you while you were in the United States, you can still qualify for VAWA if you are no longer in the U.S., but you're abroad. Right, so the process looks slightly different. but you can still qualify. You can still be eligible for a green card. You can bring minor children with you. So lots of benefits there as well. So don't let it deter you. If you were in the United States, your spouse was abusive, your spouse was a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and now you're no longer in the U.S., you can still qualify for VAWA. So call us if we can help you, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Ace, I think I answered your question. I'm seeing it everywhere on multiple platforms. Thanks for participating and joining us on this. All right, great. Let me see what other questions. I may not get to all of them since we have so many folks on here today. And thanks for joining. If you don't already like us, follow us everywhere. Please do so, so you can get notified if I am live, and share this with your friends. Guys, follow us, like us, share this with your friends so they can reach out to us. They can join us every time we go live. We're Agarwal Immigration on all of our platforms. Okay? All right. A gun robbery happened in 2018. Can I apply for a U visa now? Yes, that's a great qualifying crime for a U visa. So if you were working in a convenience store, if you were robbed, even though it was a couple of years ago, let's say there was a police report, if you're named in the report, that's even better, right? If you reported the crime and you're willing to cooperate with the investigation, you can get certification and apply for a U visa, right? So after 3 years on a U visa, you can receive a green card and then ultimately apply for citizenship. So a U visa is really, it's a long path. It's long, guys. I know the guys that qualify for U visa, it's such a pain, but it's such a light at the end of a long immigration tunnel. You can get status in the U.S., you can work in the U.S., eventually get a green card and citizenship. So don't let it deter you that something happened a super long time ago, right? In some cases it might not work, but something like this, like a gun robbery, if we can get certification, depending on the police report, if we can get certification, you may really be eligible for a U visa. So if we can help you with that, call us 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Would love to have a consultation with you. Again, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm here to answer your questions, but would love for you guys to reach out and let us know if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation. Of course, that one would be confidential. This is just general information since I don't know your details. I don't understand your immigration history, so we want to have a one-on-one conversation to make sure that I am giving you advice that's applicable to you. Okay? I have a pending VAWA application and my daughter is in Jamaica. Is it best to have her here and then add her? She already has a tourist visa, or is it best to let her stay and then add her to my VAWA? So all I'm gonna say is you can add her either way. If she's already here, if she's visiting you and you decide you want to keep her here permanently, right? If she comes in with the intention of just visiting, and then you can add her to your VAWA at that point. She may have issues visiting if they know you're here without status, so she may have issues coming in. So that could be potentially problematic. But that's something, if she's able to come in and you change your mind and decide to have her stay here longer, or at least while the VAWA is pending, you can add her, or you can add her from abroad after the VAWA is approved as well. All right. I'm not sure what this question is. So VAWA, advanced parole, illegal entry, pending asylum, is it safe? I would not, like if you entered illegally and you have an asylum pending, I would not be leaving the country or visiting your home country with a VAWA travel document, right? Because it looks inconsistent. It calls into question whether or not your asylum application was credible, and then if they doubt the credibility of your asylum application, then all of your other applications look suspicious. So I wouldn't take that risk. I would wait till your VAWA and green card are approved before you take any trips outside the country. All right, that's my general advice to most people. Hi, Momita, nice to see you. All right. Singi says, I married an American citizen. I married an American citizen. I have a 2-year green card, but my wife is abusive. So this is actually also something where you can take control and apply for your 10-year green card on your own. So if you have a 2-year green card and your spouse is abusive, you don't have to wait till the end of that 2 years. You can apply now if you want to get your 10-year green card. You don't need the help of your spouse. You can do it based on extreme cruelty. If you want to get divorced, you don't have to, but if you want to get divorced, you can do it based on divorce, right? So there's many ways that you can get your 10-year green card on your own without involving your spouse whatsoever. So don't live with an abusive spouse. Not for immigration purposes. So if you married someone, they're abusive, you don't need to be with them. You can take control, you can be independent, you can apply for a green card on your own. Even if you already have a 2-year green card and you're going for the 10-year, you can still do that on your own without the help of your spouse if you qualify for a waiver, and many people do. So if you're being abused, give us a call. We can help you talk through your situation. We can do a consultation and we can kind of outline the process to see what you would qualify for. We can work on a work permit for you, travel authorization, social security number, hopefully a green card, and citizenship, right? So I'd love to chat with you more about any of those options, okay? Call us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. I would love to schedule a consultation with you, or talk to you about your case. All right. I'm a green card holder and my wife is abroad. Can I apply for an ITIN number for tax purposes? I'm not sure how that works, actually, to be honest. I don't know. I can't give tax advice. I only work on immigration. I would say talk to your accountant to see who you can claim as a dependent and how to do that. Okay? Mandy says, I filed a VAWA application a year ago, but I received nothing. So VAWA does take a really long time, right? So VAWA does take a really long time. So it does take about 1.5 years. So you should have received something. So usually once you file your VAWA application, you should at least get a prima facie determination within a couple of months. You should get a work permit, travel authorization, social security number. So you may not have done it properly. It may not have reached USCIS. So you want to look into that a little bit, because the timing, it's not more than 1 year that you have to wait before you receive anything, right? So VAWA, you do start getting notices and information and documents pretty much as soon as you file. Okay, Momita says, are you free for a phone call? Yeah, absolutely, I'm free for a phone call. You should check my calendar on Facebook. You can check my website and see my availability and schedule a consultation. We don't just, unfortunately, I just can't take calls from folks coming in, but we can reserve a time to talk together. You can do that by scheduling a consultation on our Facebook page or on our website. You'll see my availability, see what works best for you, and let me know if you want to do it like this, by a video call or by phone, and we can get you scheduled for that. And I would love to see you soon. I know we don't have any consultations available tomorrow, but we should have some on Wednesday and next week as well. So they do tend to fill up. So if you want to reserve your spot, ask your questions, get your green card process started, go ahead and schedule that consultation. And if you haven't already, if you want to join me some more, ask more questions about your immigration applications or things that you're thinking of filing, you can do that. Make sure you follow us on our social media pages. We're at Agarwal Immigration, so basically Agarwal Immigration on all our social media platforms, or you can also share this post with others that might find this information helpful. Okay, Momita, thank you for reaching out. I hope that you give us a call. I would love to meet you on Zoom or speak to you by phone about your immigration case. And of course, all of that is confidential. We'll go over your immigration history and go over all of your options as well. All right. I'm sorry I didn't get to many questions today, but make sure you follow us, like us, so you can be notified every time I go live. And I would love to see you guys again. Thank you so much for joining. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. We only practice U.S. immigration. So people wanting to stay in the U.S. legally and people wanting to come to the U.S., we only practice U.S. immigration. And I would love to help you with all types of cases, including work, humanitarian, and others. Okay? All right, great. Thanks so much. Amita, my availability is on my Facebook page if you want to call our office tomorrow. She's asking for my availability on Wednesday. If you want to call our office tomorrow, you can do that. We open at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and the number is 703-348-1663, or you can call now and leave a message, and they'll give you a call tomorrow if it's helpful for them to help you schedule a consultation. Otherwise, you can do it yourself on our Facebook page or on our website, agarwalimmigration.com. You will see my availability. You can make the payment and schedule a consultation there. If you want to talk to my staff, you can do that tomorrow when they're back in the office, because they are all home right now. So you can do that tomorrow when they're back in the office. I'm sure they would love to help you schedule as well. Okay? And say hi to Nate and say hi to Kriza. They're the members of our team that handle our phones. So if you talk to them, say hello to them and let them know that you want to schedule a consultation. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's so great to see you here. Thank you for joining. Make sure to like, follow us, share this with others, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.